la manzan, Shango manzan nauri, Shango manzan. Thank you, Mr. Moore, for allowing me to do that.
All right. Yeah, you mind bringing some folks up to speed who might be worrying? Let's do.
Of course, of course. I just did a libation. As you can see, I have four elements here with me, and four elements represent us as a human being from the spiritual perspective of our ancestors. And the water that I just did, I did libation, and I did three times the past, present, and future ancestors of knowledge, wisdom, healing, understanding, and telling the ancestors, thank you for always watching over us, protecting us, guiding us, but also giving us that wisdom and that knowledge from them. And the water represents the blood within our body. Then I use a candle. The candle is a everlasting light, and it represents enlightenment and the light to pave the way of ourselves and our ancestors. Then I beat the djembe drum, and we know that the drum does something to us, and that's the heartbeat of our mom when we're in our mother's womb. So the first thing we hear is our mother's heartbeat, and that represents the drum. But the drum represents earth, and we are earth. Our body is Mother Earth, and that's why the drum. And then I do the conch shell, and the conch shell carries sound. It's messenger. So in the days of our ancestors, they would send different sounds, and you will know whether a village is being attacked, whether someone is being born, whether someone is getting married, someone has died. So you get messages. Now we know also that the fishermen, before they go out to fish in the morning, they will blow the conch shell, and when they come back in from their catch, they will also blow the conch shell, let you know they are going out and they have returned back safely. But the conch shell represents the wind, represents the air, represents, it carries that sound. So these are the four elements that represent earth, water, wind, and fire, which we are. Our body is the wind. Oh, sorry, our body is Mother Earth. Our breathing is the wind. Our temperature is the fire, and the water is the blood that runs through our veins, our body, in the eye, of course, the sun and the moon. So we are part of the elements as well.
I guess that's just to bring folks up to speed
Yes,
with
of why I do what I do. Yes.
not just why, but those who are watching in particular.
Yes.
What's that all about?
Yes.
All right. You're here though for something that I'm sure you have given yourself to your organization Voices, has given yourself to on a regular basis. I must add that I have been on one occasion a recipient of the appreciation of what I do, because you were paying tribute and homage to the folks that are involved in expressing ourselves by our voices. And I remember all the media folks who were there and were honored, so I appreciate that a whole lot. But today now, this coming Emancipation Day, you are planning to do what? Because you have to bring us up to speed with what the plan is for this coming Emancipation
Yes,
Day.
for sure. This year, as you know, every year we have different themes. And last year our theme was farmers, so persons who are in farming, the schools, and persons on the islands and farming. And this year it's in education. The theme is education is our foundation. And we are honoring teachers 70 plus.
Okay.
So teachers who are 70 plus. And the reason for this is because we realize that education is our foundation, and a lot of our
They would be retired though.
yes,
Yeah.
retired teachers,
Yeah.
70 plus.
Okay.
This is who we are honoring this year. Because, of course, you have other retirees who are 65, but we want to do those that are 70 and
over.
above.
Yeah.
Yes, we really want to appreciate them because we know the hard work that they have put in to the generation. I'm one of them, of course. And to see them build a nation, because we look at teachers sometimes, oh, they're just teachers, but actually are molding and forming a society, a community, a world. And our young people today are being nourished by teachers as well. And our teachers 70 plus are the ones that really structured St. Maarten and St. Maarten generation. And we have to say thank you to them and acknowledge them and allow them to know that they have been and is still doing
How do you
a
find them, though?
great job.
How do you find them?
That's a good question. Well, the team will go out and look for them, or you know someone, or they will probably a former teacher as well. And what is so beautiful is that I really appreciate the honorees' appreciation. For me, that is important, and that's what it's all about. It's not about voices or what voices do. It's about really honoring and acknowledging, really acknowledging our grassrooters who have laid and paved the way for the foundation that we are standing on today.
Yeah.
And I can imagine with those retired teachers, 70 plus, when they look back at their students, at their
Yeah.
children, and see the great things that they are doing, I could imagine the pride and the joy that they have in their hearts. And it's so important, Mr. Moore, that when we say education is our foundation, we have to mean it
Yeah.
because it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are standing on the shoulders of those that were before us. And sometimes we believe education is only the book sense. No. Education comes in many different forms. It comes in a spiritual form. It comes from our ancestors. It comes from those who never had a higher learning, like we would say today, a university or a college.
Graduate,
But
yes.
it comes from those that have that within them. And I always say that it is passed through our lineage. So we have remembered, or we are remembering, many of us. So education, as it comes in many different forms. And it is so important when you have young children or young persons today that have that know-how to keep asking the why and the why. And sometimes we get irritable, we get irritated, we get annoyed, not realizing that it's forming their brains. They are going to be critical thinkers. And most of the time we tell them, shut up, you ask much a question, what do you want to know this for? And not saying, if I don't know the answer, I really don't know that answer to give you. But I will research it, I will look it up, I will ask about it, and maybe one day you yourself will find the answer and come back and tell me the answer.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to be very mindful of how we are speaking to our young people today and to each other as well.
You mentioned the pride that it felt, and having come from the education sector myself, I can relate to the feeling of pride, which doesn't even, for me, don't even have a price tag on it when you compare it with what you're paid as a salary versus what you're able to deposit in the lives of the people who have passed through you. It really instills some pride in one's heart and feelings when it comes to seeing the byproduct of the work that
Yes.
teachers do in particular.
Correct.
I can relate to that.
Correct. And I always say there is no money. You can never pay a teacher. Never. And it's a calling.
Yeah,
I
noble.
always say it's a calling. And they are humble because they want to see the young ones really become something great. I'm also a social worker at a high school. And I always tell my students, I don't want you to become like me. You have to exceed, you have to become better than me. I always believe in raising successors. We have to raise successors. And a lot of us are afraid to raise successors. But when you don't raise a successor, then what you have give doesn't make sense. When you're raising successors, what you give will continue forever. Because then they will raise other successors. And that is like a ripple when you throw a rock in the water and it becomes like a ripple. You know, and I believe that we shouldn't have that fear. Sometimes we are in a position for so long and we're so afraid to give it up. And we should be so grateful that the young ones are coming back and want to be in that position. And all we have to say, thank you,
Yeah.
and continue teaching them to the best of our ability and allow them to continue.
How you see the community responding and giving that respect and appreciation for the noble work that teachers do? I mean, you as an institution find it fitting to, and I'm sure they would appreciate that. But are we taking it for granted, do you think?
I think sometimes we do and not willfully. It probably just slipped our mind or we're not thinking about that at that moment. But I don't think things that it's done intentionally.
Okay.
And I always believe, like we spoke early before the program, in giving you flowers when you're here, or giving you whatever I have to give you when you're here, and not saying, "Oh, I should have," or "It's too late,"
Yeah.
or "I should have done." I always believe that there is always room for everything. If we would only find the time, make the time. We are so busy with everything and nothing at the same time. You know, let me put it
That's a
that
funny
way.
way of putting it.
And I believe that sometimes we live to exist and not live to enjoy,
Yeah.
not live to appreciate. And by the time we become aware of that, it's too late. And we have so many regrets. I believe in living a regret free life in the sense of do whatever your heart tell you to do at
While
that
you're alive,
moment
yes.
when you are alive, and don't miss on that opportunity. Seize every moment because every moment is your last moment and every moment is precious in the moment. This moment will never come back again in this setting. This moment. 5 minutes gone, that's a past.
Yeah.
What's happening now is important. And I always believe on a one-on-one or whether you're in a group, seize every moment and allow people to know how much you love and appreciate them now. You think when I transition, I want people to come by and say, yeah, but she was, no. If you cannot tell me now how you feel about me, how you appreciate me, why wait when I can't really embrace you back and say, thank you, physically? Because we know spiritually when you transition, you're still around. That's for sure. But I cannot respond to you the way I would have responded to you
If
if
you were in the flesh.
in the
Yes.
flesh. Exactly. So I believe that by honoring the teachers 70 plus, it's an honor for voices, of course. And we always honor the honorees. We always have someone within our community that is doing a great job in our community. We also will honor them. So we always have one person in our community who we honor. We're also doing that this year again.
Oh, you mean
yes.
among the teachers don't necessarily
teachers,
have to be a
a
teacher,
teacher,
but
correct.
you have singled out the person's contribution.
Yes, within society, they're doing a great job in
Yeah.
society. We also recognize them. And last year, our recipient was the late Mary Bryson.
Oh,
We honor because she has been a vendor from the time we started up
okay.
until last year. And we honor her for that.
Well, you know, then that's a good way to segue to what would be happening at the historical Amelia Wilson Park on Wednesday.
Yes, we have different vendors. We have arts and craft. We have, of course, natural drinks, and we have natural, traditional food. But we also have where children can come and have their specialties like popcorn and cotton candy, and their hot dogs for children. Because you have to understand the children are on a different level.
Yeah.
They weren't really interested in our traditional food. They would eat it because mom would say you have to eat it.
Yeah.
But you also want to cater to them as well. And this year we have 36 recipients. It's the biggest group we ever had since we're doing the Voices Cultural and Ancestral
You're
Emancipation
not
Day
telling me that you
celebration.
found 36 teachers
Yes.
that.
So that's at 35. And then
35,
that
yeah,
was
well, okay.
Yes.
But over 30.
Yes.
That's
we
a
have.
lot.
And we will continue, but we had to put a stop because, there are much more. We want those teachers to know, those that we are not honoring officially.
Yes.
We still honor you.
Yeah.
And we see you, we celebrate you, we acknowledge you, and we appreciate you for the hard, dedicated work that you have been doing and is still doing.
Yeah.
We see you. And
How do you associate that with Emancipation Day? Why do you choose Emancipation Day to
what
be able
it
to do
is?
what you do?
Because it's a cultural ancestral Emancipation Day celebration. So we don't celebrate the abolition of slavery.
Okay.
Because we were never abolished. The Dutch had no one to trade us with because everybody was already abolished. They were the last and they just let us go. That's my way of putting it.
Yeah.
What we are celebrating is the greatness of our ancestors. That greatness, because we come from greatness, we are greatness. So the reason why we honor these persons within the community, because they are great. And they are the lineage of our ancestors, of our ancestral greatness. And that's why we do that honoring on July 1st.
You're also going to have other things happening, like
Yes, we
the
have
governor is
yes,
going to
we
be
have
part of
the
this. Is
yes,
it?
we will have the His Excellency the Governor Ajamu Bailey saying a few words, as well as the Prime Minister Dr. Luke Marcelina, and also the Minister of Education, Youth, Sport, Miss Melissa Gomes.
Yes.
They will be saying a few words at that function, and the official program starts at 4 in the afternoon, but the park open from 11.
Okay.
So people can come and start because it's a family day. It's picnic style.
Okay.
So you come in the park and you bring your blanket or your chairs if you choose, and that's so beautiful to see when family does that. And they just relax in the park and they can buy their food. So you don't cook that day. You come, you buy your local food, and you enjoy a day with each other. It's
It's a public holiday.
it's a
isn't it?
public holiday,
Yes.
yes. So that day you don't have to work. So it's an opportunity for the family to come out and celebrate themselves, celebrate their greatness. It's all about us. We are doing this for us. We are saying thank you to us. So we are thanking our ancestors for allowing us this opportunity as well. And this is our 16th event.
That was my next question.
Yes.
Because you've been doing it for quite some time.
Yes, so they started on July 1st, 2011, and the first Emancipation Day, Voices kept their event on July 1st, 2011. So people say like 2012 will be 1 year, but we count the year of. So we did it on July 1st, 2011. That would be the first event. And then we count after that up until now. It's 16 years that we are doing this Emancipation
Have you ever
event.
recycled a group
No,
or someone who
no, we haven't.
may for the second time you're given, some
Yeah,
recognition to?
Yes, there's one person that will be for the second time, but for something, yes.
For something else.
Else, yes. Because,
And the idea, I know you have your team and you brainstorm and
but I
come to
always
a
go and
conclusion.
commune with ancestors first and ask what they were like, how they would see what we're doing, and then
Okay.
based on that, the messages will come through, and then we come as a team together, we discuss, and then we say, okay, we'll do this year, and then, and I always say I could not have been doing this if it was not for Voices team.
Yeah.
Because I have a great team behind of me, in front of me, and next to me. So Nikozana isn't doing anything, So Nina Diaz, Sharon Arnell, Dr. Ellis, and Siobhan Hitterson, Miklas Hitterson, Camilla Van Hennigan. This is a strong team, Debbie Benders. We have a team in Zinga Lake that is like solid. And what I love about Voices team, for instance, if I, as president, decide, no, I'm not doing it, but this, Madam President, no, being taken with emotion. No, Madam President, look at it from this perspective, look at it from that perspective. And because I'm open to learn and to listen,
Yeah.
I would say, you're right, I'm sorry, so we will do it this way. And I love that. Because, as I said, you cannot run it by yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't have great people with you, behind you, next to you, nothing is going to happen.
What about public support? When people come to these events, what you think the inspiration will be as a message to them?
The message would be to acknowledge and love self. Acknowledge and love self, and be very mindful of how you choose to live your existence. Be very mindful of that. And take time. Take time to heal you. The Emancipation Day celebrations are allowing us to understand that we have never been healed from a lot of things. And we go through life just
Carrying that burden.
Yes. And we have to learn to relax and let go.
Yeah.
We anchor and hold on to so much that it weighs us down. And we want you to recognize that you are light like a feather. Allow yourself to release. Stop holding on. And there's so many ways to do that, that we can do that. But I believe sometimes we are so afraid of the unknown. We are so accustomed of a particular indoctrination or a particular way of thinking that we're afraid to let go of that because we don't know. And I always say, life, our existence is unknown, but we're here. And we're going through life with the emotions of life. And I want people to understand, yes, acknowledge your emotions, but sometimes you have emotions that even yours. It's from your past ancestors. So you have to recognize, where is it coming from? Why do I feel this particular way? And I always believe that people pull out the best out of you. You may think it's the worst, but they're helping you change something fundamental in your life, because we are mirrors of each other. And I say, yeah, that person is so disgusting. That person allowed me to get so angry. Why? What is it in you that you have to change? What is it in you that you have to look at to say, you know what, I could do this differently? But because we are so stubborn, our ego becomes at the top. We don't settle, then become humble.
Do you see this as a community gathering as well? Although,
Yes.
you're actually honoring people, and I'm sure people would appreciate that and probably be inspired that, man, it's a good thing we are supporting an event such as this, because maybe one of the family members also thing. But do you also see this as a time for the people of St. Maarten to actually
Yes,
come together?
definitely. And that's the idea. That's why we do what we are doing. It's for the people, by the people, from the people. That's what Voices is all about as a grassroots organization. It's about gathering together the people to become consciously aware and mindfully aware of who you truly are, where you truly come from, and to recognize that, to honor that, and to celebrate that as well. And that is important.
Some some people would be of the view that people are more withdrawn or maybe influenced in another way, that they become isolated to some degree because of where they're at, the mindset. And an event like this, of course, would jolt them back into realizing that we are a community
Correct.
and we need to be supportive of each other and come together. This only happened once a year anyway.
Once a year.
So,
Yes. Yes.
how you view um, the message that people really should not lose that community spirit?
I view it as, when we started out, of course, you had
You
a.
used to mention greatness a lot.
Yes, and I still do.
Well, you feel a bit this time, but I guess you're
No,
getting
no,
a
I
message.
still, no, because for me, it is about the greatness. It is about our greatness. It's about who we truly are. Remember, Mr. Moore, we were never slaves. We were enslaved. But we are kings and queens and scholars. We are spiritual healers, legacy builders, travelers. This is who we truly are. So we have to remember who we truly are and not use a narrative of what they have given us and say, this is who you all are. No. And that's why I tell people, you have to remember. You have to want to remember. And a lot of people is being awakened. Now, I tell people 2026 is a year of truth, ancestral calling, and ancestral healing and awakening. That's 2026. This is what this year means for me on a spiritual level. And we are seeing it happening. You cannot escape it. You cannot run, because you can't run from yourself as much as you try. You can't run from who you truly are. You can't run from your mother. That's your ancestors. The same with me. But at the same time, all of us are one. We were just separated, and now we are remembering. People are truly remembering their greatness, and we should not be afraid to show who we truly are and stand up and walk in our divine purpose, because that's who we are. We are people who meet me and say, Miss, I admire you. I love how you dress. Why do you dress like that? And I will tell them, I am honoring our ancestors. I'm wearing my crown. I'm wearing my shell. I recently put a conch shell. Because for me, these are symbols of our ancestors. So I keep them close to my heart.
Yeah.
Externally, but they have always been in my heart internally. It's just that people can see visually, okay, Nikozana dress this way, why do you? And of course, I don't wear shoes because I'm grounding. Now they will tell you have to wear shoes because it's barbaric. It's no, why? Shoes will make to cut off that energy that you can really become one. Now scientists are telling you, oh, wearing shoes ground is good in making grounding mats. When our ancestors did it for generations in Africa. And we looked at them like they were crazy. They were no, but they weren't. They still aren't. They sit under a tree, they get wisdom, knowledge. You hold on a tree, you get the energy from the tree because that's who you always have been. So when you ground yourself, the messages comes in. And we are so afraid to hold a tree or to stand up on soil. I can't wear a shoe because my foot. Conditioned. I'm not telling people to walk like me, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you have a backyard, just go outside once in a while, take off your shoes, feel Mother Earth.
So you don't wear shoes at all? I thought that was just reserved for Amelia Wilson. I know you say that Amelia Wilson, you don't wear shoes at all.
3 years and 2 months, I don't wear shoes. Going on 3 months, I don't wear shoes at all. And I'm very grateful and honored to be not wearing shoes.
You should have the cost of life.
Even go on the beach, because remember your all your organs are to the sole of your feet. What do you think is a soul? It's your life.
Yeah.
It's your soul.
Okay, let me take a break because I want you to share a little bit of why you incorporate the whether you want to call it the politics of government and the whole 9 yards in such a celebration. This is Viewpoint. I'm here with Nikozana Ellis, who is the one in charge of Voices, who on every occasion when it's Emancipation Day, they honor some sector in the community, folks who are involved. And I think it's a good gesture because, again, if we're going to do something for people, we should do it. Give them the flowers while they're yet alive. All right, let me take a break quickly. When I come back, then I would jump straight back into a conversation with Nikozana. We'll be right back, folks. Emancipation Day celebration at the Amelia Wilson estate there in Cul-de-sac. That would be on July 1st, which would be a couple of Wednesdays away. So make plans to be there and be a part of the group of people who form our community and is there in support of recognizing the sector of people this year, which happens to be teachers who are 70 years and older. I wanted to ask you the role that you said that there's going to be a presentation from the Prime Minister as well as the Governor and the Minister of Education.
A few words, a few remarks, yes.
What's the idea behind having them involved?
It's very important, Mr. Moore, to acknowledge our officials on the island, regardless. And it's not anything to do with political affiliation, absolutely not, because Voices is not about that. But we acknowledge our leaders as well, because at the end of the day, they are grassrooters, they are St.Maarteners, and we are also proud of them. And we are also proud of the job that they are doing. And of course, many people will agree and many people will not agree, and that's okay, because everybody don't have to agree on everything. You're entitled to your own opinion, and that's fine. But Voices is a foundation that acknowledge, appreciates, and accepts all. So we are also grateful that they can also reach out on that day to the population, to our people, because at the end of the day, they are our people also. And we also thank and appreciate them.
You would ever reach to the point where you say you're going to honor politicians?
I will honor politicians. Well, you never know. Like I said, whatever the ancestors chooses, that's where we go. So you never know.
So why did you laugh then?
Is how you said it. Is how you said it. And yes, we acknowledge, because listen, I always say politicians are the people of St. Maarten. We are the politicians
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Yes, we have the leaders to guide us, which you need in every organization. You need someone to guide. But at the end of the day, the people are the politicians. The people of the country is the ones who decide.
But they're supposed to be representing the people anyhow, so there's a
Yes.
connection.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You know, so yes, and we are
The governor
honored
is
to have them.
usually laying a wreath. Would all that be the same?
Together, yes, together with myself, with the president, because it's very important to acknowledge Mr. Emilio Wilson,
Okay.
and that's why we later agreed to tell him thank you in his spirit, thank you,
Yeah.
because
And
of
his bust,
him,
right?
yes, by his bus, because of him, we can have access to those ancestral sacred grounds,
Yeah.
and we cannot forget him. He made it possible. So, Mr. Moore, you can't forget those, whether they're here physically or spiritually, because they're always with us. So we give that acknowledgement and we say thank you also.
What time that will be done?
At 4. At
oh.
the official, yes.
Okay.
So the official honorary program starts at 4 in the afternoon, but the public is open to, it's free and open to all, and the public can start coming to the park from 11, 12, and we have our vendors. And as I said, I big up Voices team, but I have to big up my vendors also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the vendors, they make it possible for families not to cook on that day, to come out and to really, really have a great time. So thanks to the vendors as well. We have vendors that have been with us for a long time, and we appreciate that as well. We also have some new vendors that have joined the Voices Emancipation Day celebration, and we also thank them for that as well. And of course, we have DJ Pebbles, our DJ, and on that day we're going to play local songs.
Okay.
So you come to the park, you're not going to hear nothing else but St. Maarten music. It's our thing, they.
Yeah.
And we have Mr. Rolando Tobias as our MC.
Okay.
And he have been doing this for quite some time too. And we really appreciate DJ Pebbles and Rolando Tobias for their committed time that they invest in Voices Emancipation Day celebration.
Yeah.
And everybody as well, the public of St. Maarten. Because if
Is
the public
invited.
don't come,
Yeah. Everybody's invited.
everybody's invited.
You
And we
need to
thank
make
them.
this a family day.
Yes, and we thank the public for every year showing up, showing out, and coming out every year faithfully.
Yeah.
And people look
Forward
forward
to it, huh?
this event. And like I was telling you in the break, and I got so emotional when the elders meet me and said, I heard you on the radio, I listened to you, thank you so much for what you're doing for St. Maarten and St. Maarten people, we respect you. And I will tell them, I am standing on your shoulder. And I get emotional because I am standing on their shoulders because they paved the way for me. So it's not that I'm doing anything that was not done before. They have done it. And I'm just standing on their shoulders and continuing and hoping to leave a legacy behind for the next generation to carry it on. That's what it's all about.
Do you ever see that venue change for a celebration? We probably hope not, but do you foresee that
As of
there could
right
be?
now, no.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the venue the ancestors have chosen. If they chose another venue, then that would be another venue. But for right now, that's the venue that they have chosen. and we
So
honor
you
respect that.
make sure that you secure that location every
July 1st.
yes, for
Every year,
from
July
the,
1st. From
the foundation,
From
right?
the foundation,
Yeah.
yes. And I also want to thank them as well. You know,
Yeah.
they know that every year, July 1st, Voices does their event at the Emilio Wilson Park. So I really thank them
I'm
as well.
beginning to see it like a community gathering as well.
It is.
That community spirit,
It
which I think we have moved away from it somehow, because you know that famous phrase that we always use: "It takes a village to raise a child," and we seem to have don't even know who's next to us and who you know in our community, and this kind of find itself in place in terms
Yes.
of the community coming together.
And it's
And-
so nice because on that day you see people you haven't seen for a long time, and that's why we keep the program as short as possible, that persons can really, really celebrate each other, really have quality time
I remember one
with each
time I
other.
was there with the string band. What's his name? The famous
Uh,
string band.
yes,
They have
yeah,
Tanny and the Boys,
yes,
and
yes,
that was
yes,
so cultural.
yeah, yeah.
You're gonna have just DJ
We
this
have
time.
we have a cultural glamour dance group that will be performing for us as well,
Yeah.
and we try to keep it really in a cultural aspect, but also short as possible. That's because we have a lot of honorees, and also because we want people to really enjoy that moment, that day, that celebration. So we don't want to have a long program. People sit down for hours, and then they don't get time to really enjoy each other, enjoy the vendors. So because it's a picnic style day, a family day. So when the children come to the park, the parents don't have to worry about anything. There are no cars driving in the park.
Yeah.
So the children are free to run over the park as they please, as they wish. And that is so beautiful when you can see that.
All right. So you can use the opportunity to just remind people to
Yes.
come out on that day, and some of the benefits of being in such, prestigious company.
First of all, I wanted to thank you to you, Mr. Moore, for having me on this program where I can really reach out to St.Maarteners all around, whether in St.Maarten or abroad. I really appreciate that. So I want to say thank you so much. I also want to thank Joanne Lewis for being on the
Controls.
controls. I
Yeah.
want to thank her as well. Because of her, we can also have this program. So I want to thank her as well. And I want to thank the people of St. Martin for always giving me the opportunity that I can host such an event. So on Wednesday, July 1st, that's next week Wednesday, please come out to the Emilia Wilson Park. We'll be having a family day. And bring your blankets, bring your chairs, and sit down and have local food, local drinks, and the treats for the children as well. So I want to say thank you, and I want to thank the honorees that we can honor them this year as well.
Maybe you need to focus a little bit on who would be honored, and the fact that when people come out,
Yes.
they probably would have a rare opportunity to see or remember someone who taught them in school a long time
Yes.
ago. And
Yes. So we are really telling the public to come out because we are honoring your own. We
Yeah.
are honoring teachers that have taught and they're 70 plus. So 70 and over 70. These are the recipients of this year's honorees. So I want the public to come out, and I know that your teacher will be there. I know you will recognize your teacher, whether it's from elementary school or from high school. I know that you will see someone that have taught you. So we are saying come out and celebrate with them. Let them see that you appreciate them as well. So Wednesday, come out and allow these teachers to see that they haven't just taught you just like that, but have taught you, and you come out to appreciate them on July 1st. as
Have you
well.
ever gotten a report from those people in your group who reach out to these people as to what the experience is like when they are informed, when they reach these people, find them wherever in the nook and cranny of what corner they're in, and how the response is.
Gratitude.
Yeah,
Gratitude and
because
appreciation.
they're
Yes.
often forgotten.
Forgotten, yes. Gratitude and appreciation.
Mm.
And words of thanks, and to continue doing a great job that Voices is doing. And that we appreciate, because we appreciate them. Yes, so
Wow.
we do get that, that remark.
Well, still have 5 minutes remaining anyway, so again, the public is invited to the Amelia Wilson Park on July 1st, which is dubbed Emancipation Day. And you said something earlier that I think people need to know. Yes, you are not celebrating
Abolition
the
of slavery, that's not what we are celebrating
Yeah.
here, people know. We are celebrating a cultural ancestral Emancipation Day celebration. So we are celebrating the greatness of our ancestors and the greatness of ourselves. Because you were born and destined to do great things. You are greatness and you come from greatness. That is what we are celebrating on that day. And we are remembering our ancestors as we remember ourselves. And that is important to understand.
Do you get the feeling that we sometimes put ourselves in a category not of greatness, when in fact we should feel good about
yes,
ourselves?
we do. And I think we tend to make ourselves small because we don't want to mash this one tone, mash that one tone, hurt this one. But at the end of the day, you're only hurting yourself. If you rise in your greatness and walk in your divine purpose of greatness, then people respect you in that way. It's not about to show off or ego. No, it's being humble at the same time showing your powerful greatness within yourself and acknowledging that. But I think first you have to acknowledge that you are greatness. You come from greatness, so therefore you'll only be doing great things. Whatever you think, you say, and you do is already an action. It's a cause that you make, and the effect will manifest. So St.Maarten people, my Swahilians, my coalitions, please think positively, say positive things, and do positive things. Be very mindful of that. And when you put down another person, actually you're putting down yourself.
Yeah.
So remember that. Be very mindful of that. Uplift yourself and uplift each other in these times. Remembering our ancestors that have given us everything that we need. Let us use it wisely. Now is the time. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now is the time. Now is the moment. Let us walk in our divine purpose. Let us walk in our divine greatness. Now is the time.
And I may add to that our support for each other
Yes.
help to build that confidence.
Uplift each other. If you see a sister walking around, just tell her she's looking beautiful. The same with a brother, you are handsome. You know, people get different ideas, different meanings. But when it comes genuinely from your heart, they will feel it in their heart. And we have to be genuine. We can't be making up things or sugarcoating things or just saying it for someone to think no. Because people feel that genuinity. They feel it. So we can't hide it anymore. Let us really uplift each other in whatever we are doing. It doesn't matter what it is. And please let us raise great successors.
What about giving voice to that negative something that you might say that is actually pulling somebody else down rather than lifting up? If it's not lifting them up and you are tempted to say something else to pull down,
Don't say nothing at all.
yeah.
Just be quiet. We have to learn to be still. Because what you want for yourself, you should always want for someone else. And you want great things for you. So therefore, you should want great things for someone else. And I know it's a system that we have been taught, in a system and conditioned. The system was set up for us to be conditioned to think and downgrade each other, even ourselves. And I always say, and my mother used to say, if you don't have something good to say about somebody, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
Because people don't remember what you tell them. They remember how you make them feel. So allow people to feel good about themselves. Allow people to feel that your heart means well for their heart, regardless of what it is. Because the heart never lies. It's genuine. We get tricked from the mind. But if we balance the two, we will be okay. And I think a lot of people, because they don't want to be vulnerable, they're afraid of what people will think. I'm going to say, listen, the time for that is over. Just be yourself. Be truthful to you, and then you can be truthful to somebody else. And that's the way of ancestors. That's the way of life. Our ancestors live a life of love, of sharing, of caring, of giving. But this was passed on to us too. And we have forgotten, so we have to remember to pass it on to the next generation, that they could understand what it is. My mother would tell me her grandmother would have one sweet, and she would wait till every grandchild come home from school and share that one sweet among all of them, and then take her little share. So can you imagine that? And these are the values I was growing up on. So I am old school, but I'm grateful to be old school, because that's where the knowledge, the wisdom, and the values were. and nothing is wrong with it. If I find something was not right, I would just not do it. But I find it's good, I will continue doing it. And we have to understand that. Our ancestors, our elders didn't have the education that we had, but they had common sense.
Yeah.
And they used that wisdom.
I find that to a great extent we our own demise in our country, because we find ways to pull each other down really than lifting each other up. And I think when we get in the company of a community, it would help us to make that adjustment. And
Correct.
I'm hoping that people would really turn up in numbers. You have supply for a great number of people. You said that
Yes.
a lot of people usually turn up
Yes,
every
yes, yes. We have a good crowd always come out every
year.
year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to continue again.
Yes, for sure.
All right, Nikozana, I want to thank you so much for sharing this. This is like a early notification because we still have another week, but I'm sure you would ask for folks to keep it in mind.
Of course.
So on
of
July
course.
1st,
So
the
Margaret
place to
date,
be.
yes, as at Emilia Wilson Park.
Yeah.
From 11 o'clock on the park, and the official ceremony starts at
4
p.m.
o'clock in the afternoon, but you would want them to be there earlier.
Yes, because we set up from
Lunchtime.
very, very early. We set
Yeah.
up, set when people come that they can have access to foods and drinks and the kids and stuff. Yes.
All
And
right,
arts
something
and
else, something that you can put on your bucket list for next week, folks, to be at the Emilia Wilson Park. Your voices would be honoring teachers 70 years and older. And I think it's a great gesture to bring these folks out from where they were and show them a little love and appreciation for the work they do and what they have built in order for St. Maarten to be what it is today.
Correct.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for today, folks. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you will be making plans to be at Emilia Wilson Park on July 1st. It's a public holiday on this side of the island, but even if you're on the other side, you can make your way over. 4 o'clock in the afternoon is no office work. That would be an ideal time to be
Yes.
part of the community. All right, thank you so much, Joanne. I'd like you to take it away. And we'll be back again tomorrow. So let me extend an invitation for folks to come at 12 noon when it's time for lunch to join me here on Viewpoint. Until then, take care. Goodbye.